Hello everyone, this is Ghetto Mozart. We're playing some Schedule 1 today, and we're gonna do a barn build. So this is just a continuation of my series where I want to remake all my properties into just simple, good setups. So this is just to save on some time. I did set this up fully, but I will be assigning employees and routes and everything, item filtering, all that stuff, just to show you how to do it. So yeah, this is the setup I'm using for the barn. Most importantly, we got these jukeboxes jamming. You gotta have some music when you're building. So I do have 4 jukeboxes, one in every corner. I have a total of 12 chemistry stations and 12 lab ovens. We have a brick press here too. This is optional, of course. You can use a packaging station, and then this rack right here, along with a safe. And that's the entire build. As far as employees go, we have 6. If I can jump up here, we have 6 chemists and 4 handlers. Yeah, there is 4. Mark and Robert are becoming one together, I guess. But yes, let's start setting this up. So before we start on the employees, let's get this out of the way. So this is the most tedious part. You need to filter all the chemistry stations, and this is how you do it. You want 1 slot for phosphorus, 1 for acid, and 1 for pseudo. And if you have seen my other builds, I like to do all 3 types of pseudo or whatever product we're making, just so I don't have to redo this filter if I ever want to change it. So yeah, that's what you have to do there, and then hover it with a clipboard. Select the recipe, of course, and we'll do the destination here in a minute altogether. So yeah, do that for every single chemistry station. I'll do 1 more for you here. Again, phosphorus, acid, and then we can actually copy and paste the pseudo recipe, so we don't have to select all 3. But yeah, do that for all 12 chemistry stations. I've pre-done this just to save some time on the video, but yes, all the chemistry stations are filtered now. So that is step 1. Now, I guess we can go ahead and just assign the chemists. That's probably a really easy step. I've already assigned all these employees lockers as well to save some time. So this is how we're going to set up our chemist. Chemistry station, lab oven, 2 and 2. I like to put the chemistry stations first, so they have priority first. They do go down, just right down the list for priority, so they will be taking this chemistry station first, then this one, and then the lab oven, then the other lab oven. That will be the priority that these chemists check those stations. So we'll just continue on down the line here, assigning all these stations to our chemists. And I think I have these backwards. I do. Let me change these. Yeah, these 2 lab ovens were actually facing the wrong direction there, and those ones look good. Yeah, I want to try to make this video under 15 minutes. No guarantees, but that's the goal, is to make these videos under 15 minutes. I prefer about 12 minutes. Even 10 would be good, but I don't think I can do the bigger builds in that amount of time. Okay, so that's all that side set up. Let's go ahead and get the chemists on the left side here. And wow, I'm experiencing some lag today. I'm not sure why. Pretty crazy. Let me exit out of something here. You know, I don't really have anything else running. That's unfortunate. Alright, Kenneth, come on. Help us out here with the lag. Alright, this is the second to last chemist. And then we can continue with the build. You know, most builds are just a lot about setup, and then they can just go forever. So this build will be fully automated if you want to. Of course, you don't have to do that. Oh, what happened there? That keeps disappearing when I assign it. Okay. Well, that sucks. Let's save and exit. Alright, we are back. Let's see if Richard wants to take this chemistry station now. Okay, so it looks like a save and reload did help that out. But yeah, that was weird. I would click to assign the chemistry station, re-click this assign stations to click the next one, and it would erase it. So yeah, be aware for that. Be aware of that. But that was all our chemist set up. Pretty cool. Now, our handlers. But let me go ahead and explain kind of the goal of the rest of this is being able to order just deliveries from Oscar. So we're doing a meth cook. We'll be using Oscar for phosphorus and acid, and then also pseudo from Shirley. So I already have those ordered. Here's the pseudo from Shirley. It is in loading bay 1 at the barn, and then the pseudo and the phosphorus and the acid over here. So that's loading bay 2. So we will have one unloader, right? One unloader, and we'll have, actually we need one more rack here. So let's do that. So yeah, we'll have Steven here. Steven can be an unloader, and Steven's like the only one I think doesn't have a locker. Maybe one other handler. So let's go ahead and assign Steven a locker, and Steven will be our unloader. So what we'll do is just assign him loading bay 1, loading dock 2 at the barn. And then this shelf we just put down, we'll have him take it right there. Now, a little bit more item filtering. Now, he's going to get right to work, isn't he? Yeah. So we'll do a little bit more item filtering. Let's see what he puts in there first. Is it pseudo? Yeah, it's pseudo. So let's go ahead. I still have this filter in here. So we'll put the pseudo in there. Let's paste it again. So we're going to have 2 slots of pseudo, 2 of phosphorus, and 2 of acid. So pretty cool here. There we go. And this will be our quote-unquote supply shelf for chemists. Now I say that because botanists, you know, have supply shelves. This will be how the chemists get things. But of course we know chemists cannot move things themselves. So that's where these other handlers come in. So we can start setting them up. Who do we have here? Robert. Robert is going to be... We'll have Robert on this left side here. So Robert will take from this... Again, I like to call these supply shelves. From this supply shelf, 5 times. And go to each one of these chemistry stations. And I'm pretty sure Robert is paid. So he should get right to work and we can watch him move this. So he's going to take the pseudo and he should put it in this slot here. Even though this lock is here, yeah, right there. Just because it's filtered. So that's Robert's routes. Let's go ahead and set up the rest of the handler routes. Mark, you're next. You also need a locker. Just give Mark a locker and then we'll give him some more routes over here. I like to click out all these routes at once. Just find it a little bit easier. And again, we'll give all the from routes as the supply shelf. There's one more chemistry station that he can supply over here, and then we'll take him to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that leaves us with 2 more chemistry stations to supply. And Jonathan, nope, Mark can do that. No, oh, hold on here. 1, 2. Where's my fourth? Where's my 4th handler? Hold on here. Oh no. If you saw my last video, I lost Janet, one of my other handlers at the bungalow. I don't know how, but where in the world is my other handler? Are they stuck in between each other? No? It's ridiculous. Oh, there he is. Where'd you come from? No. Okay, there. I don't know where he came from, but Steven's gonna have a few more routes over here. All he's gonna have is 2 more chemistry stations to supply. And I actually selected this wrong. 2 from supply racks, and then 2 of these chemistry stations. Alright, and then this is kind of looking ahead a little bit, but I'm gonna have this last route for Steven. This large storage rack to brick press. So that is all 20 routes from our handlers that'll be used up. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like when it works out even like that. So the only really thing that we have to do now is set up all these chemistry stations. The employees should be completely set up, so hover your clipboard. You can select and edit all of these at once, so that's why I didn't do it earlier. So we'll manage all 12 of these chemistry stations at once, save us some time. So we want to select the correct recipe, which there's only one right now, liquid meth. And destination, actually going to be this rack that was the last route for Steven. So this is just saying that once the liquid meth is cooked, oops, I messed that up, scratch that. Destination is going to be individual. I'm thinking about the lab ovens. So yeah, do not take those chemistry stations to that rack. We'll take all the lab ovens there. So go ahead and go through each individual chemistry station and take it to a lab oven. It'll be 1-to-1. One chemistry station, one lab oven. Now, there's probably more efficient setups. I know the cook times are a little bit different for the lab ovens and chemistry stations, but this works out just fine. It really does. I don't want to do anything complicated or uneven or like a 3-to-2 or 2-to-2 ratio. It just sounds too complicated. So we will just, again, I just want a simple, solid, good build. And here is the last chemistry station. Now, hover your clipboard and we'll select all these lab ovens. And these lab ovens is what we're going to take to this rack. Alright, so all 12. Hit E, destination, here. Alright. And we already have our unloader taking from this rack to the brick press, right? And then one last thing to do, I think, is hover your clipboard one more time and set the destination of your brick press to... I like having a safe here. This is my final destination. I usually have safes. So we're going to take it right there. And this should be good to go. But yeah, this is the whole build. Let me set the time here so it's not really dark. There we go. But yeah, this is the whole build. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. This is fully automated with our deliveries. Of course, just order deliveries and set it up how I did. It'll be fully automated. If you do not want that automation, just don't order deliveries and you can stock everything yourself and stuff. But yeah, hope you liked this. If you did, let me know in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.